I can't stop. I can't stop. Wow, wow, wow. Or we can record it right now. I just realized I gotta be careful with the slurp because it's probably gonna pick up the slurp.
Yeah.
Welcome to ASMR. I'm drinking some coffee. It's pretty strong. Can I add some creamer to it? Oh, that was a guttural swallow too. That's good coffee.
It's actually pretty good.
Thank you.
What kind of coffee is it?
It's the breakfast.
Yeah, it's just the breakfast one, and then I put some
From
vanilla.
what?
Great value.
Like the Great Value.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
That, and then I did the vanilla syrup in there. So
Okay, I can taste the difference.
Yo, I actually got some pumpkin spice syrup from.
We'll save that for.
Actually, I don't know if I can say it on.
So, I mean,
It's your boy.
and we're here at it. We are trying to do, or we're gonna do, a podcast here. We've already even started to talk, but
The little.
It's all right. I'm still growing here, puberty, but I'm only 26.
Yeah. But this is just a new podcast that we're doing,
And we've been wanting to do this for quite some time.
For a very long time.
A couple years ago, I think I wanted to
we
start.
mentioned it, but we were like,
but yeah, I'm Tanner, and this is Austin. And
Austin, yeah, and some of you that are watching might even know me as other names.
yeah, even
Mr.
me,
Dietzel.
Mr. Dietzel from school. If I was in school still, for some reason, if I got dropped out, came back in, I'd be Frex. But
yeah. Not as a teacher though.
Not as a teacher.
Oh, Mr. Frex.
Mr. Frex would be legit.
That sounds pretty cool. That sounds pretty cool, actually.
What's your favorite subject to teach?
Math.
Math? Why?
I mean, I already do that right now.
You already do that right now? Okay. Why is math like your favorite?
I don't know.
You just like the numbers?
Like in 4th grade, it was weird because like in 4th grade, I was terrible at math.
Okay.
And I remember so specifically my teacher and like where I was and what I did and everything just from that grade, but I can't remember any other grade in primary school.
But that part.
And it's because I knew I was so bad at math, but my dad, he's so good he was a math teacher in high school.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know he subs, but I didn't know he was straight up a math teacher.
No, yeah, he was for a couple.
No.
It wasn't a math teacher, sorry.
Oh, okay.
He's good at math, but he was an English teacher.
Oh.
That's what it was.
But was that, because didn't you guys live in New York at the time?
No, I think...
Or is this still here?
I think this was before I was born.
Before you were born?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, what you thinking, like, early 90s?
I don't... Probably.
Probably.
I mean, my parents met in 92.
92.
So, it's kind of interesting how there's... Like, they met in 92, married in 94, had me in 96, Emily in 98, but then they skipped the 2-year, and they went 4 years for Elijah in 2002.
2002.
So I was like, really? You just ruined it. Like the perfect 2-year.
Well, there's the thing in my family where it's like everybody's like born like I think 4 years apart of each other, and the only time it was ever interrupted was with Abby and Brody. There was a 9-year difference between me and Abby. Yeah. But there's a 4-year difference between Abby and Brody. So they kind of brought the timeline back.
Yeah.
Oh,
also, I was about to say the same thing.
So we have Abby.
I was like, bro, you're like always looking that way at Abby, and I'm like, bro, they're like probably like what in the world's going on.
So we have my sister.
Voice crack again.
I know it's gonna be what it is. We have my sister Abby. She's gonna be our sound engineer, kind of like our manager almost. She's not getting paid for it. Yeah, assistant to the regional manager. She's not getting paid for it yet because we gotta make it big here. But yeah,
but honestly, this is just fun.
We're doing this also just for fun, and something
literally
we want to do.
And we're thinking about like what, one episode a week.
I'm thinking at least one. For now. If we get time ever, maybe we'll do an extra one.
Because like we both have jobs. I have a kid.
He has a kid.
So
newborn.
Yeah. So But anyway, it's weird because like I had something I want to talk about, but I went on a rabbit trail.
Oh, yeah.
Because what were we talking about? School, math,
Math.
going all the way back. Okay, so
Back to basics.
4th grade.
Okay.
4th grade. I remember being like terrible at math, and I knew that I had to get better, and so I would work on math facts with my dad, but it wasn't working. But what actually helped was going to like an after school tutoring session that was a student tutoring me.
Really?
And it was like my grade. It was like she was in my grade, and she actually helped me with math. And I think I set a record for the school for most improved student by the end of the year. And I remember being in 5th grade and like doing this crazy long. I thought it was just so cool. I was like showing my teacher like, so I did this.
Yeah.
And she like plugged it in the calculator and it was right. But I did like a 16-digit times a 27-digit or whatever number.
Okay.
And I remember like showing it to her, and she's like, "Oh, you have to show this to, the teacher in 6th grade when you get there." And so I remember going to 6th grade, and I remember being so good at math that I stumped the teacher himself. Like, he was teaching us something, and I was like, "Actually, that's not right." He goes, "Oh yeah, would you like to tell me why?" Because he was like, Haynes.
Okay.
You remember having him?
I did not have Haynes. I had Mr. Burnett.
Oh.
I had the crazy guy.
Mr. Burnett?
Mr. Burnett, yeah.
Maybe he retired after.
I think I heard like he went off the rails, but that's like hearsay.
But there was one day that I was like, "That's wrong," and he goes, "Yeah, tell me why it's wrong, Austin." And then I told him, he goes, "I stand corrected. You're right." And I was like,
and that's when it started.
Like,
that's when it started.
That's when it started.
That's when it he's like, well, now Austin's on top of the world.
Yeah, exactly. But I will say, like when I got to high school, I liked math still, algebra, but I was like, I'm not doing calculus.
Bruh.
I am not doing trigonometry.
I cannot do algebra.
I was like, I'm not doing any of that. Algebra is like as far as I'll go. Like, I'm not a big fan of the calculus, but I mean, also, I studied to become an elementary school teacher anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So I am using the basic math anyway. I don't even have to teach algebra, even though sometimes I do for fun.
Yeah. So how we met's kind of interesting because we've always known each other.
Acquaintance.
We were acquaintances, I guess, in school.
Yeah.
We never talked to each other, maybe in passing.
Mm-hmm. And it's weird because we till this day, we still have the same personality.
Yeah.
Like, we would have clicked so well if we were friends in high school. But we really weren't friends in high school.
No, we weren't friends at all. We had different. I mean,
You were friends with my sister.
Yeah, really.
Like more than me.
Yeah, I know. Like, I forgot about that until she brought it up. She's like, "We were best friends."
Yeah,
no, we weren't. But no, I was
no hard feelings, Emily. If you're watching this.
But no, so like I was a grade ahead of you, so that didn't really help anything. But at the same time, like, I don't know. Like I said, I knew of you, but I always thought you were just kind of like stupid.
Yeah, that was pretty much what it was. And to be fair too, like, I think the group of friends that you were friends with were in jazz band with me. Like, you were not in jazz band.
I was not in jazz band. No.
So you would just know me through them, and they were always annoyed with me because I was I was annoying.
Yeah, but I don't think they were ever like, "Dude, that Austin, I hate that guy." Unless
they would
shall remain nameless.
Yeah. I gotcha. But no, for the most part, I think they it's not like they were annoyed with me, but they knew how stupid I would act, that it would be funny to them, and then they would say that kind of thing,
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
And it's weird too because like I think back to high school and I'm like, oh, I was so stupid. Like I'm still like to this day we still do we still do stupid stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it's not like it's stupid as in like idiotic. Like I literally would do idiotic things to get attention. Yeah. I remember I was always one to be on everybody's good side. I never wanted to start any fights or anything like that. I remember this dude, he bowed up to me like he was gonna fight me. I was like, "Bruh, what are you doing?" I'm not about that life.
Yeah, I was like telling him, like, "Dude, I just got up to use the bathroom." He's like, "Oh, it's because I turned it on him." He's like, "Maybe I am coming off a little like too much to And I was like, "I just need to use the bathroom, man."
Oh, but were you taller than him?
No, he was taller than me.
So like you're like going like this. I don't know, maybe I was too aggressive, and you're like looking down when you were demonstrating it right there. But he's actually taller than you.
Yeah, exactly that.
But anyway, we saw each other quite a bit in passing, but we never were.
Yeah, and you weren't even in band either.
But I was friends with Nick. I was friends with Nick, and Nick was
Bodice.
friends with you. Yeah.
Bodice, yeah.
And so, like, I think that's also a way. But for the most part, like,
because you came in the morning sometimes.
Yeah, I would come in the morning,
like just to hang out,
and literally do homework because that's what we all did.
Yeah,
it was our homework for the confession time, I guess. But
yeah, oh sorry.
But yeah, we would literally just do our homework then.
Yeah,
and then, but speaking of, I remember there was a portion of time where it was fun to pass out. I don't know if you were there.
I remember, no, like, you did, like,
yeah.
Like,
I never did it though, because I was like, dude, I was terrified to do it. But I remember, like, one of my friends, they were just doing it for fun. It was like, it was Nick and Tyler, and there was a bunch of them from my grade that were doing it. And there was one that did it, and it scared me a little bit, because I was like, bro, is something wrong with him? He was literally, like, when he did it, and he passed out, he was laying on his back on that platform, that step, and he was, like, running. And I was like, bro, this is freaky. Like, I was like, what's happening? And then he like came to his senses, came up. He's like, bro, I just remember in my dream, I was just dreaming and I was running. I'm like, that's weird, dude.
That's wicked.
And then, like, I get goosebumps a little bit thinking about it, because like, that's kind of weird, you know.
Yeah.
But I was like, at the same time, I was like, were they actually, or were they faking it? You know?
Yeah, I think about that a lot with some people about faking that stuff, but
I don't know.
But anyway, it wasn't until like after high school.
Well, let's talk about the dance first.
I forgot about the dance.
That's still in high school. We weren't friends, but I think
we kind of bonded a little bit.
We did, because was it Coming Home or Homecoming?
I think it was Coming Home. It was one of those two.
Anyway, for those that don't know, Coming Home is winter, and
Homecoming is winter. Coming Home
is basketball.
Yeah, it's basketball.
Which is winter. Basketball's in the winter.
Oh yeah.
They're both in the winter.
No. Homecoming is at the start. It's like the fall.
It's like late fall.
Yeah.
It's like
October.
October.
Snowed on Homecoming before. That's why I said that.
But anyway, it's called like snow coming in some places.
Oh, or yeah.
But anyway, it was I think the winner, the basketball one, right? And the DJ's like, somebody nominate one person from your grade to dance or whatever. And I was from my grade, you're from your grade. And then, actually, you were a senior at the time. I was a junior.
Yep,
and then there was two people below us. I remember Jonah was one, but then I can't remember the last one. I don't
know his name, but I know.
we don't have to say that part. We don't have to say that part.
Yeah. I'm like, should I sneak in?
No, just stop. It's so funny because we can just we know what each other's doing. Okay. Anyway, but I remember I just got to go there and be absurd with dancing. So I was like, I'm gonna spin on the floor. I'm gonna do all this other stuff. And then you actually danced really, really well.
I feel like I was the only one who really danced well.
Yeah, you were. And
no. But only because of the certain situation.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Anyway, it was a freshman that ended up winning. I think. But
it felt cool. I just side convo on that. Like, it felt cool being a representative.
Yeah,
of the senior class.
But yes, probably that felt good for you. For me, it felt good, but in a different way because I knew why they were telling me to. Basically, to be like, bro, let's laugh at him.
Well, for me, it's like everybody kind of knew that I danced, and at least people would say I danced good. I don't know if they were kidding or not, but I will say, side note, there was a video of you that at that festival or whatever, and you were dressed up as Michael Jackson. You did really well in that. I remember seeing that, and I was like, bro. And I was actually showing my friends at college too. Yeah. I was like, dude, this is cool. It was pretty cool because everybody was around me.
Yeah.
They're like, yo. I'm like,
That's when you know it's like...
It's legit.
It's
legit. But it was after that contest that we were like... You kind of had that little bond moment.
We had a bonding moment for a second, but it just kind of went away after that.
And we never really talked to each other.
No, we never did.
No.
But it was... Did we say it was 1 year after... It was 2 years after for you, but 1 year after for me. I think.
Yeah.
So
I was still in school.
I wasn't in school anymore.
Well, I know, but when I graduated.
I had graduated, but I was working at the school.
Okay.
I was working at the school as a parapro and going to
doing
that. Yeah. Okay. Let me just leave that. But anyway, I was working at the school as a para, and I was going to college at Delta. But I remember going to a football game, and you were there. And like, you know, like there's the people that sit up in the bleachers in the student section all the time. And then there's the people that sit with their parents or whatever. And
well,
then there's
people who do. I think you should go there alone. You know.
Yeah. There's people that go there alone. And
I
was getting there. But anyway,
I just wanted to do.
Yeah, I got you. But then there's like the people that literally. I remember there's people that stand underneath the bleachers.
Oh yeah.
Like they don't go under, but they like stand in that area between the snacks. Bleachers, and then there's the people that go all the way around that lawn, and then there's the ones that go there by themselves, or the ones that are just like, you know, got to get up and move around, and they go and stand on the fence. And honestly, that was my favorite place to be, was on the fence.
Yeah.
But I don't know what was in me at one point. I was just like, you know, that guy's standing by himself. Let me just go make a conversation with him. Like, I barely talked to you.
Now, because I think what opened it up was because I was hanging out with Ashley as well.
Oh, that's right.
And I think because she was in your grade, right? She was in your grade.
No, she was two grades below me.
Okay, well, either way, I think she knew more in a sense. I think maybe because maybe was she in jazz band too?
Yeah, she was in. Oh,
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I just remember something like that.
Well, maybe she was. I
something
remember.
Helped open that door.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah.
But then she ended up leaving, and it was just you and I.
Yeah, we just kind of took control of that situation.
yeah, we did. And I think like we, based on our like humor and like our personalities, we clicked like instantly. And it was because I was like, were you the one that said it?
I think I was the one that said it.
You were like,
because I'm like, come back though, because like the score was like 0-60.
I think at first I said something about like the cheerleaders. I was like, listen, okay, if you're a cheerleader, sorry, I don't hate you or anything like that, but sometimes it's a little annoying when we're losing by like a ton and you're saying our team is dynamite. You know,
we're clearly
because we're clearly not dynamite.
Yeah.
You know, but they were like, our team is what? Dynamite. And nobody in the stands was like saying it with them. And I was like,
I got another conversation for all that.
Yeah, but anyway, I was like, we're literally down 60 right now. It was 60-0, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 0. And that's when I was just like, come back.
Yeah, right.
But that was like the joke.
That was the joke for the longest time.
That was.
But I don't even think it was after that one. You know, we still were just acquaintances at that point.
You didn't after.
It was the next one after that where we had like this thing at after.
I think McDonald's, wasn't it? I feel like we'd always go to McDonald's.
Honestly, it's like a little blur to me a little bit, you know, because would we go to McDonald's? I know that our church did like an after.
I never went to your church.
No. I know you didn't go.
Yeah.
But I remember there was sometimes our church would have like a after football game party or sometimes. So I don't remember if I ever went to that when I was a year out of high school or not. But I do remember that like the first game we didn't like talk after that, and then the second game we did talk more. And we did like it almost felt like it was like a tradition that we would go to the fence.
Yeah.
Almost commentate the game a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I don't know exactly how it all happened, but like from there to Blue Tiger Jazz, there's like
there is a weird emptiness. Well, because at some point we were going to the same college. We were both going to Delta, and I think that.
But we never met each other there.
Yeah, we did. Remember?
Did we?
Yeah, because sometimes like we'd both be you'd be leaving that one class. And I'd be in the hallway kind of waiting for you. You don't remember that?
Dude, that's so weird. I don't remember that.
Really? Because one time after college, it was like kind of snowing. We went to the McDonald's parking lot and we were throwing snowballs at each other. Do you remember that? We're like, you remember that?
But that was on Carroll, right?
Yeah, I was in Carroll, but that's after we drove back from college.
Oh, okay, now I remember that. Yeah.
That was like early college for you.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa, yeah. That's insane. Well, that would have been my second year at Delta then.
I think so.
So at that point, we were
hanging out. I think at least a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's like a gap. I think somewhere.
There's a gap.
That
I know. Here's the thing. I think Blue Tiger. So this was football when we were meeting.
Yeah.
And that's at the beginning of the school year. Blue Tiger Jazz was at the end of the year.
Okay.
And I think that's when. Yeah. I don't know how much you want to talk about that, but anyway,
I don't mind talking about it.
Okay, but anyway, there's like this girl that I was friends with, And I invited him to Blue Tiger, and I was like, yo, you should come hang out with us. And I was hanging out with her, and I didn't have any feelings for her. She was just a really close friend. Right. I had feelings for somebody else who just left me on the deep end after high school with Weber. That was pretty cold. But anyway, wow. Yeah, anyway, I had a huge crush on her. It was crazy. Yeah. But anyway, whatever. So I was hanging out with her, and I was actually pretty close with the jazz band director at the time.
That's also kind of weird.
Well, I already... Okay, not like that.
I know, but like, I don't want to say specifics, but like, there's like two of my worlds were kind of in that same room in a sense.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Wow, didn't think about that. Anyway, that's besides the point. Yeah, so I remember sitting in the back. I remember we were sitting in a circle table way in the back, basically, of Blue Tiger. We were having everybody sit in the front. We were just chilling back there, and I remember you getting her number, or she getting your number, or something like that, or Snapchat or something like that.
It was like, just on Facebook.
And I remember you messaged me after, like, yo, I got her number. I'm like, sick, dude.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. And at the time, you still weren't coming to our church. We were just hanging out still. And I think you actually spent the night at my house one time.
Well, I even invited you over too, I think, one time.
Oh, that's right, yeah. And then I actually stayed here, didn't I? I stayed here, but I was like, bro, I got so sick because I had a cat here, and I'm allergic.
No, you never had a cat. You only had dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
Then I don't know what happened. Because I think I got sick, didn't I?
No, I just know. I think you said this was your first time, like, over.
Is there still a pull-out down there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I slept on, I remember.
Yeah.
Pull-out. And it would have been my first time over at somebody's house from school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really weird. But I do remember when I was really, really young, going over to my friend's house for his birthday party, and it was so awkward for me, so weird, because they were all used to, like, obviously staying over at each other's house, and I got invited to their birthday party, and it was overnighter, and I remember crying and wanting to leave. And I ended up leaving.
That was, like, literally me the first time I spent, like, the night at a friend's house.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
It's fun hanging out, but now I don't want to be here.
Yeah, I'm done.
But, yeah, and then you ended up dating her and then coming to our church because of her.
Yeah, because she invited me, and then, because I knew you were going there anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, and I was already in position of like, you know what, I've been wanting to go to church more anyway.
Yeah. But it wasn't until you started coming to church where we got really close. Yeah. Like, yeah. And it was like you were over at my house all the time. We were always hanging out, and
dude, really, there was a time where we probably
pretty much lived at our house for a little bit.
Yeah, we were kind of inseparable.
We were.
Yeah,
it was crazy. It was before I went to North Central.
Yeah,
because this would have been the second year.
Because I was like, dude, don't go. I know, like, don't go, man. But you did. But hey, I'm glad you did.
Yeah, but because now I have Melissa.
Yeah, so, Melissa and a baby.
Yeah, but yeah, no, there was like because the Blue Tiger was that same year that I met you.
Yeah, I think. Or
school year, I should say. It was the same school year that I met you, and then the next school year, I was still working at the school.
Yeah.
But actually, you know what? I got my jobs mixed up. So that first year out of high school, I was working at the tech center, but I was also subbing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't actually have a full-time job. It wasn't until the year after where I started working at that school. And I think, actually, at that point, I can't remember, because I remember we were, like, doing that, though.
I know.
You know, I don't remember.
That was during,
No, it would have been the second year, because Ashley would have been a senior. Because she was the she was the
drum major.
Drum major. And then,
yeah. Well, she was, the other one. Yeah, because she was also drum major.
Yeah. So then it would have been the second year.
Yeah.
Man, we need like we need to write down this timeline.
Down. I want to get old and be like, I don't remember.
Come back though.
You guys should also do like code names, like if you don't want to say like specific.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like be like, all right, this person, and then.
Yeah, I mean,
fair.
I don't even know what the code name though.
Right.
Like Barbara and
Barbara.
Barbara.
We don't talk about Barbara.
Yeah, she's with a different guy anyway.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I never actually dated in high school.
Me either.
I never dated I don't know, because like it's weird. I'm talking to because like I work at the elementary school. It's 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, and I've talked to them, and some of them are like, "Oh, I'm dating him, blah 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 blah." And I'm like,
that dating is gone.
I said, you know what? When you get to high school, and I ask you if you've ever dated someone, you're gonna be like, "Yeah, but it doesn't count."
Exactly.
And then they're like, "It does count." I'm like, "You're saying that because you're in the grade right now, but in like 6 years, you're gonna be like, it didn't count."
You're like, no, we were just. Like,
Yeah.
each other.
I was, and I'm pretty straight up with the kids, right? In 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, I said, honestly, you're
dumb.
I don't say that. Well, some of them might be watching this or listening to this, but I'm just saying, like,
well, you didn't.
You're in a relationship, like in that grade, and I remember at that point there was like a girl that I liked, and I would consider it a relationship at that time. But afterwards, I was like, no, I don't really think that's a relationship.
No, even they didn't know.
Yeah, literally.
She didn't know she was in a relationship. I knew.
but like, I've had kids come up to me at school and be like, I've had like 16 girlfriends. And I'm like,
you're dumb.
No, you haven't. You've had 16 friends. You've had 16 friends that were girls.
Yeah.
Essentially. Because, it's like, it's almost as if they're dating at recess.
Yeah.
And then when they're at, that's about it.
Yeah.
It's a 20-minute relationship.
Yeah.
No offense to.
We held hands at recess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, I remember that. And then I remember in 6th grade, there was a girl that wanted to date me. And I was like, Mom, can I date her? and she goes, my mom was like hesitant at the time. She's like, I'm sure she was thinking in her head, well, if I say yes, it's not really dating because they're in 6th grade. But at the same time, it was the concept, of dating. She's like, what does that mean? Does that mean he's going to kiss her or something like that?
Yeah.
Which I never kissed anybody ever when I even, whatever. But, yeah, so and then after the 6th grade, it was like a little hiccup or whatever. And then I remember in 7th grade, somebody asked me out through somebody else. Like somebody came up to me and said, hey, she wants to date you. You want to date her? And I said, and I was like, and she goes, I'll take that as a yes. And I was apparently dating her. And I had no idea. I thought she was joking, but I was like, And then I remember in the lunchroom, she came up and sat next to me, and I was like,
you're like, okay, I guess I'm a father now.
Not that extreme. But yeah, I was just like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah.
And I remember telling her friend, I was like, listen, she's cool, but I don't want to date her. And then there was and then there was like maybe in 9th grade, it was like a day. I think somebody asked me out, and I said, "Oh, yeah." And then it was a day. It was like youth group, and basically I broke up with our youth group. So I really didn't date anyone. I wouldn't say. I mean, I would consider dating at least like a couple months, and you're persistent in talking to them and hanging out and stuff like that. Yeah. So my first real relationship though was Melissa at college, and I remember becoming like her best friend. So much so that like we literally hung out all the time together. And I remember at first, like you added her on Facebook, and she's like, "I'm not adding him." I'm like, "Why?" He's my best friend. I've never met him in real life. I'm like, "Oh, why not? Why? I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can still meet him in real life."
Yeah.
But she literally wouldn't add you unless she met you in real life.
Yeah, and then when we did meet, it was like...
It was instant connection.
Yeah, it was like instant where I'm like...
You guys literally gave her a hug. Like, you guys start off, and I'm like, wow, that was perfect. So
yeah, no, she's, it's really cool. And, I'm glad that we're still friends now.
Yeah.
There's times where I think we both get on each other's nerves.
100%.
100%, but that's...
Well, you know what's crazy, though, is that, like, we're both competitive, but more competitive with each other.
Yeah. It's so much so that it's sickening. It's so toxic.
Like, literally in anything.
It's so bad.
It's so toxic. But I will say this, though, for the most part, I pretty much am pretty chill with it until you do, like, something. There's something you'll do, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go off now. Like I remember, like, volleyball.
Volleyball, dude.
For example, in volleyball, if we're on the other team, like, you'll, like, get a good spike or whatever, you go...
Yeah,
and I'm like, all right, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
I did a thing where I kind of lift up my shirt a little bit.
Yeah,
show my
still
belly
do
for no
that.
reason.
You
No
still
reason.
It's like if you're trying to show your abs, but we don't have abs. You literally don't have abs at all. You're just lifting up your shirt to see your gut, essentially.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you gonna do about it?
But like, you're just like, I'm like, it's kind of your boy. You know? It's in your face, your boy. You know,
It's
like
exactly.
And when you would do that, I was like, all right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. So I would get a good spike, and I'd look at you, and I just the straight face at you.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah. The straight face look is so good.
Yeah.
But like, anytime we were in some kind of like competitiveness, like some kind of thing where we had to choose a team, I'm always like, I gotta be on the same team as
I
Austin.
know,
because
but
if I'm not,
the problem is we match each other's skill level.
just about, yeah.
And so, like, I remember, like, when doing volleyball, which is going to be a lot of fun this summer, I think.
Yeah.
But doing volleyball, a lot of times, like, people would say, hey, Austin, go make teams. Because I would try to make them as fair as possible.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think I did pretty good. But in making them as fair as possible, you would always be on the opposite team as me.
I know, and I hate it because there was times where like, okay, we can be on the same team.
Yeah, like, there were times where it's like, okay, Elijah's, like, my skill level. Elijah's, like, close to our skill level. And then I was thinking, like, somebody else was close to our skill level, so I was thinking Elijah and them on one team and you and me on one team, and I think that's the only time I was able to do that is if there was two other people that matched our skill level.
Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy because there's some people out there that, you know, it's not our age at all. Like, they literally have kids who are old enough to have kids.
Yeah.
Out there, and they're playing really well. Like Gene.
Yeah.
He's insane at volleyball.
I can tell he's competitive.
He's pumped. I'm almost positive he's pumped to play again. You know,
there was a
I
time,
love playing on a team with him, though, dude.
I can see. I sometimes I watch his face.
Yeah.
Just to see his reaction on some other people's like hits, and he's like,
yeah.
He's like, it was like, you should have passed it to me, kind of like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get it because I do that same thing every now and then too.
And like, I know when it comes to volleyball, there is like, you know, the concept of bump, set, spike.
Yeah.
And I actually try to do that to keep it under control.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, there are times where I remember one time there was like you and me, and we were literally boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And everybody's just kind of like watching us, you know. And I'm like, obviously, it'd be fun to share. And, you know, not everybody's at the same skill level, but that's where you encourage. But, you know, there were some people that weren't encouraging in that. And so that was difficult because, like, even I got to that point sometimes.
Yeah.
Where I was just like, we're down by like 10 and you can't hit the ball. The ball landed right in front of you. Like,
yeah, at least go for it.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but obviously everybody's still learning. And
I sucked. When I first started, I was doing this thing where I'd always I'd always sit with my elbow.
The chicken wing. Or the Dragon Ball, though.
Yeah. Sometimes it works.
Sometimes it does work, yeah. And I think, you know, even up to last summer, you were still doing a little. Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes it came out. But I think also, like, with the sand now, like, we started with a flat ground. Yeah. And it was easier to spike. It was easier to move around. And now with the sand, it's a little bit harder, but it's still fun.
Yeah, it's actually, I didn't think I was going to like it, but it's still fun.
I was, like, at first, when we first started playing,
I'm like, dude, I can't move.
I was, like, thinking, can we just, like, set up another volleyball court?
Yeah, just another one. Forget about the sand.
We'll still play in this one, just, like.
But like competitive over there. Yeah, this is casual gaming.
Exactly. Speaking of gaming, that's another thing we get competitive with.
Oh, dude,
so competitive,
it's so bad.
And it's but you make me so mad in that, dude. Literally, like, okay, so one of the games that I'm thinking of in particular is Among Us.
Yep.
Okay, and I know probably a lot of people watching this are familiar with Among Us, but essentially, it's a game where there's either one or two imposters amongst a bunch of other players that are like crewmates, or they're good guys. So there's two bad guys and a bunch of good guys, or sometimes there's one bad guy and a bunch of
bad.
You got to figure out, good guys. It's kind of like Clue in a sense.
Yeah, I guess it's like Clue,
because like you got to figure out who's the killer, essentially. And so there are times where like I know if you are the killer or you're not, just based on how you talk. And there's times, and like a lot of times I'll know you're innocent because you'll take over the conversation pretty quickly. You're like, all right, so this is where this person is, blah blah blah. Yeah. And then when you're the killer, you're pretty quiet.
It
and
sucks,
so it
'cause,
sucks
I can't
you have
change
one or
that.
two. You have one or two, but when you are innocent and I'm the imposter,
Dude,
I was like, bruh.
accuse you to the 10th degree.
But you go to an extreme because you're like, because I'll like try to say like, no, stop talking. You're it. I mean, just stop talking. We're already voting. Stop.
Okay, we're good. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, I'm like, I can't play with you. And then there's other people that follow trait. She literally does it too now.
Well, I was next to her one game, and I was like, yo, Abby, do this to Austin. I told her to do exactly
we were
what I
playing.
do.
Oh.
And then, because then you comment, you're like, you're just like your brother.
Okay, so then that's what it was. Then.
Yeah.
You were sitting right next to me, and I was like,
I was pulling the strings.
Oh, it has to be Austin. Stop talking.
She was like, hey, say it's Austin. And I was like, it's Austin. I don't know. I'm voting.
Like, bro.
So funny, man.
But yeah, and that we don't really play that very much. And honestly, to this day, I don't even think they play it very much. It's interesting because I got on like that Discord server recently, and I was like, yo, I'm playing tonight. Whether you're playing or not, I'm playing. And I guess they hadn't played in like a month. And because I got on and said, yo, I'm playing, we had a full lobby. Like up to, I think we had like 12 people playing.
Yeah.
Whereas they never can do that. And so, like, obviously right now I can't get on my computer at all because there's something going on with my computer. But, like, eventually I'd like to play again. I think it's a lot of fun. But, like, I remember there was a time where you and I were both imposter together, and we killed it.
Yeah.
We did really well. It's just when you're imposter, or I'm a crewmate, or I'm imposter and you're crewmate.
It's anytime we play a game and we're pitted against each other. Like,
literally.
Secret Hitler, same thing, man.
Dude, Secret Hitler.
I get hurt so bad.
And it's like, you know, as the you know, the bad person, you're supposed to lie. And
don't do it. I'm like, I'm your best man. You cannot lie.
Yeah, that was the other thing. You were my best man at my wedding too.
Yeah, I was your best man.
And it's crazy because, like, you know, I've known some of my friends my entire life.
Yeah.
But I've never gotten as close with them as I've gotten with you.
Yeah.
And it's and I literally knew you
for like a couple of years.
For only a couple of years.
At that point, I think.
Because I was at college, and for the most part, I was at college, in Minnesota, and I'd come back for the summer, and we'd hang out.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one year when I came back for the summer, and we literally hung out every single day in the summer, essentially.
I pretty much just took my bedding and
literally
brought it.
Literally lived there. Like, we didn't see you at all.
Yeah. So it was crazy because you were literally over there all the time. But, yeah. What did we even do? Did we play video games? I don't remember.
Yeah, Battlefield 1, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That was like Battlefield 1. We played a bunch of Battlefield 1.
I remember at first you were like, let's play Battlefield. I'm like Call of Duty better.
Yeah, but you played it.
I played it, and I liked it a lot.
But yeah, that was some fun times, man. Dude, the baby, though?
Oh, dear. The baby. Is that another conversation?
That might be another conversation.
And maybe that's another conversation. That's a whole thing in itself, you know? Yeah. Like, I would say, based on, like, how we got to know each other and you know, like, where we've come this far, that's, like, the majority of what, you know, we really clicked. It was after high school, and then the friendship got stronger while I was actually at college, because when I came back for the summer, we were with each other all the time. Yeah. And all time. Now I'm, 2 or 3 years out of college now?
Something like that.
I graduated in 2020, so 2 years out of college. But this summer coming up will be when I will mark 3 years, I think. Okay. Since I've been out here. Yeah. I think. I'm not sure, actually. Yeah. Either way, but we've been back now. And it's kind of sad a little bit, because I feel like I don't see you as much anymore, you know? But we both have our own lives now.
Yeah, I mean...
you have work.
I feel like mine hasn't really changed a whole lot, but...
I mean, yeah, I guess, but there's just other things, and a lot of the time, there's, like, some days that I'll work after school at, like, the Harvest. Yeah. And so I won't be able to hang out then, and... Yeah, jobs and family and kids now, so... The whole thing. Yeah, it's crazy, but honestly, this is kind of cool, like, that we have time to do this, you know? Like... Gives me time to see my boy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's your boy, though. That's the other thing. We developed a language
We really did.
And other people are using it too now.
Yeah, like I remember your mom said, I mean, like once, and I was like, got her.
She's in. Sorry. There's a membership policy. Actually.
I mean, it is what it is.
There's a membership. There's a membership fee that we have. Mom.
Yeah.
Let's
go get smacked.
He's kidding, Mom. But like no, and you know, I think growing up too, like Elijah has really became like a really close friend now to me.
Yeah.
To me, like he's my brother obviously, but like I remember when he was younger he was just annoying and I was like, bro, leave me
get out of my life.
Get out of here. But then there were times where like we had like this tradition where we would go get General Chicken from the deli at Walmart.
Yeah.
And we would get that and get some milk and then we watched Captain Sparkles on YouTube. We literally, or no, not Captain Sparkles. It was Yogscast.
Oh, okay.
They did
their
Minecraft, and they had a series that we literally would sit down and watch together, and that was kind of some brotherly bonding time. But anytime I had you over, anytime I had a friend over, I was like, yo, leave me alone.
Like just shut up.
Yeah, pretty much. But now, like, I was just talking to him, like, I like. You know, when later today, possibly going out and playing some disc golf with him.
Yeah, I mean it's super nice. I might even come out with you,
dude. It's a lot of fun. That's the other thing. You got me introduced into disc golf.
Yeah, you do it way more than me now.
Way more.
Way
and
more.
I have so many discs. It's crazy. But that's another thing you get competitive at. I'm not competitive at it.
I get competitive like almost at myself. Like there's times where I do a shot and I'm like, I hate myself.
Yeah, well, I get that.
I am my toughest critic. Like,
yeah, but when you know that somebody is doing better than you, you also get mad at yourself
a little bit,
and that's where you get competitive. You're not like mad at me, but you're mad at yourself.
There's a reason for better. There's a reason for how competitive I am. It's because my older brother would always stomp me in the ground and squish me in every video game. No, not giving me any leeway. Yeah. And so I do the same thing to my younger siblings because of that. So
fair enough, that makes sense. But yeah, no, I think disc golf has like you like obviously Thomas introduced you to it, and then you introduced me to it, and then I introduced a ton of people to it. Yeah. So it's mainly because of Thomas, but mainly because of you too. If it wasn't for you, you know. My in-laws wouldn't be playing all the time. Yeah, Melissa wouldn't be like Kirsten and Alan wouldn't be playing. I mean, they
because I gave them my discs.
You gave them some of your discs, and I think I gave them one of my discs as well.
Which Thomas gave me those discs. You know,
yeah, exactly. It was just you passed down. You know?
Yeah,
and then Matt is playing now a lot, and I hear about them going out to their local course and playing all the time. And then Elijah's playing now too. I remember there was a time after church one day, like a couple Sundays during the summer, it was last year, where we would literally all go out after church and go to Frankenmuth and play. You remember that?
Yeah.
That was insane. Like we would literally all go play, and then.
Remember when we were playing and Melissa was like she was like throwing and I was in the way, and she like whipped a disc at my arm, and it was like a huge bruise on my arm, and it was like purple and blue, and it was. Like,
and then she got hit too. I don't know if you were there for that.
I don't remember.
We went to Cass City course and Melissa got nailed in the back of the head with Elijah's disc.
Ooh.
Elijah was in front of him, or Melissa was in front of Elijah, and obviously Melissa didn't think that Elijah would throw it way over to the right, but he did, and he threw it hard and it hit her, and I heard and I'm like, and obviously I was like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, man, that hurt though. But like that same night is when we, you know, had like a little getaway together, and I remember her just we had to give her some ibuprofen. And we were nervous, like, do you have a concussion kind of thing? We wanted to make sure.
It could have been minor.
I know. I think it was, but like she remembers that day very vividly. I'm try to remember it, but she ended up playing the rest of the round too.
Hey, what a trooper!
Yeah, we were on hole 15. I remember it specifically.
Okay,
but yeah. But she played the rest of the hole there, and then we left. But yeah, that course is really muddy.
Yeah, I'm sure right now.
I actually said recently. I actually told some of the guys that help run the leagues there and maintenance of the course. I said, you know, there's so many dead trees. I say we chop up all the dead trees in a wood chipper and take all the wood chips and put it on the path.
Yeah, you're telling me about that. Yeah.
Because I think that would help out a lot with like mud in general, but like
soak up
it'd take like the roots that are in the ground.
Yeah,
I know I said root.
Roots.
When you live in Minnesota.
But it's just roots.
I know. Listen,
you don't say rut beer, and you
I
do, but like like a rut is like.
That's the thing. That comes with marriage.
I feel like ruts are something different though. Like ruts are like, to me, ruts are the things on the side of the road. They go.
Oh, fair enough. But like Melissa, she has like her own language that she speaks out in Minnesota because it's just used to. Yeah. Obviously, we're all used to like what we grow up with. Yeah. And Melissa, I there are times that I say certain things, and there's sometimes that I don't. Like aunt, for example. Yeah. I say aunt sometimes, but there are a lot of times I say aunt. Because of what I keep hearing from Melissa. Yeah. I've developed that language. And then there's like this is, to be fair, this is also Michigan, but I say it more now because I think of Minnesota. But like if I accidentally run into somebody like, like that's also
sneak past you here.
Yeah. But I hear that one a lot.
Yeah, I say that a lot.
Yeah. But that, and then root beer. I used to say root beer. I'm like, Melissa, it's root beer. Root. You say book.
Not butt.
like
boot.
Yeah, boot. Not book. Butt. Yeah, but
yeah,
it would be butt, yeah.
I want to wear my butt today.
But there were also some things that I would say, and I was like, this is how you say it. This is how it says in the commercial.
Oh yeah, your Fanta.
It's Fanta. That's a whole other discussion. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, things that like annoy you. I want to talk about that one podcast.
We'll things that annoy you. We'll have to write down some stuff too.
Yeah, I mean,
also we were talking too, like, in the future, not right now, obviously, probably the first few podcasts we do, we're gonna just kind of talk about just random things. Yeah. But also, if you guys have any ideas about what to add, you can ask questions.
Q&A
on
the Discord.
Or like because we'll be posting like different snippets to social media, because we have TikTok. What else we have?
YouTube, Instagram. Thinking about maybe a Twitter. Probably not a Twitter.
Yeah,
probably not Facebook either.
No, probably Spotify.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I got to look into that about posting it, like just the audio part of it.
Oh yeah.
So,
does Pandora have that too, or no?
I don't think so. I never really looked at. Let's pull that up. At
Well, that's just a side thing. I mean, we can look at that later, technically, but yeah. No. I guess we're doing it now. Whatever.
That's fine. We can just talk about something. Oh yeah, it says Pandora podcast.
There's a bunch of different podcasts. I guess we could do that. But honestly, who listens to Pandora? Everybody.
Actually, a lot of people, I guess,
really?
Because our Uncle Brett does.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking like more people listen to Spotify, I guess, but
yeah.
And to be fair, like obviously, right now this is the starting podcast, so most people will be probably more entertained watching the YouTube anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though we're not doing a whole lot right now as far as visual, just besides talking,
Yeah.
But we also want to do like some random different like reviews and stuff too.
Yeah.
I got him into reviews though. A little bit.
Yeah, you did.
A little bit.
So I've noticed Austin's been doing. You've done a lot.
I've done a lot. I'm up to. I don't know what I'm up to. I gotta check.
Yeah. So Austin's been doing a lot of reviews.
Google reviews.
Google, like, places he's eaten at, of course. He's been to disc golf courses, stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice.
Actually, I just got another follower. You can have followers and stuff. It's
Yeah.
crazy, but I just got a new follower.
Because there's been times where I'm like, you know what? I really like this place, and I do want to see something.
I have 161 reviews.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I only have like 9.
But yeah, and it's a lot of fun. And like posting pictures and stuff, it actually helps out people. Like people have liked my
like
reviews.
People say I found this helpful.
Like, see, I got that like on that review right there, and okay, so I gotta say this review real quick. Obviously we'll talk about this later, but there's a place that I went to recently, and it's Champ's Chicken. So I was like, I've never had it, and I looked it up, and there's only a few places in Michigan that it's in. There's like 3 places, and one's in Cass City.
Oh, really?
It's literally attached to Ben's supermarket. It's in the back.
Oh, it's in the back. Yeah.
Have you ever eaten there before?
No.
So the chicken's actually pretty good.
Okay.
I think Champ's Chicken is like a like one of those things. Like if you go into a gas station, it's like a side thing in the gas station.
Yeah.
I think typically that's what it is. But in this case scenario, it's like a side to a grocery store, and they're mainly found down south, I believe, because I was talking to the owner.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, there's one in Summit.
What is it? Sorry.
Champ's Chicken. I think there's one in Summit, Mississippi. Look it up. Pull it up.
But while you're looking it up, no, but like, so I was like, yo, I gotta go try this. You know, like there's places that I haven't been to, and I was like, I just gotta try it and leave a review, because and Champ's Chicken at the time in Cass City only had one review, and it was just a 5-star rating, no actual review. And so I bought it, and it was, and unfortunately at the time when Melissa was in the hospital, but permanently closed.
Oh.
In Summit.
There used to be one.
There used to be
in
one.
Summit.
Pull up the map though. Pull up the map. I don't think it's permanently closed. Because I was just down there.
It was closed.
Yeah, that's.
But it's like it's part of a gas station though.
Yeah, it's part of the gas station. Yeah, because down over here, this is where my granny would live. So down this way. Yeah, Barnett Road, about right here. No,
okay.
Actually, no, right there, because that's the. Baptist,
yeah.
That's the Baptist church.
Yep, I remember going on to Google Street View and seeing it.
Yeah, but like
remember?
right there. Yeah.
Yeah. I rember seeing that.
Well,
but okay, we don't have to. We don't have to do that right now.
Let's drop the yellow dude.
Let's drop him.
I guess we're doing it. Whatever. Okay, so there's the Baptist church.
Yeah,
right there.
see, and there's a McDaniel graveyard right there.
Okay.
But if you saw.
You could probably see April's.
Bro, we're okay.
Yeah,
we're really getting in the scene
okay,
right now.
Sorry.
We're really getting in the scene. But anyway, back to this. The Champ's Chicken. It was really good. I think it would be better if I got it during the day. It was during closing, so obviously they didn't have. It was kind of like the leftover, not fresh, but it was still pretty good. Unfortunately, it gives you a lot of gas. I
really
figured that
greasy,
out the day after.
Was it really greasy or no?
Not really.
Really?
But they got like mashed potatoes, corn, mac and cheese,
See, I don't.
chicken, bunch of dipping sauces. But it's good. I actually liked it, and I gave it a 5-star review, and I said how I felt, and I included pictures. People love pictures too. Yeah. Like, how many times do you ever like go on to like you're gonna go eat somewhere, you're looking for somewhere to eat, you're like places to eat nearby.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, I'll check out this place, and then there's no pictures whatsoever, and you're like, how am I gonna know? Like, it doesn't even show the menu. So every place that I go to now, I take a picture of the entire menu and I upload it so people can see what there is before they go there.
Yeah.
And then even with that, some people literally figure out what they want as soon as they sit down. They're like, I'm ready to order.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I mean, I'm like that at Club 24. I get the same thing.
Yeah, everybody knows you at Club 24.
Big up Club 24.
Yeah.
Big up. No, for real though, I really like going there, and yeah. But anyway, as far as our lives, like that's.
I mean,
and we're still to this day, we're still just like
best friends, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's been pretty nuts.
But yeah. Anyway, I think just like this is we'll probably go. We don't exactly know how we're gonna do with like as far as length of podcast, but
I think I want to aim for at least an hour. Almost every episode. It might like at least in that ballpark of like maybe 45 minutes to an hour to maybe an hour 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
somewhere.
like hour 10, and then if you have to edit some stuff
edit some stuff down. You can always do that.
But we talked about a lot. Went on a couple rabbit trails.
Yeah,
quite a few rabbit trails.
Quite a few. But there's still a bunch of rants to go on. In future episodes, stuff to talk about, stuff to try.
Why are you talking like that?
What?
It just sounded weird. You're like, yeah, so we're talking about, got a lot of stuff to talk about. You like changed your
No.
You're like straightened up too. You're like, it's funny because before this, we were looking at the camera just to see how he looked, and you're like, just like kind of like making yourself,
Yeah, no.
Maybe I should grow out my beard so we're matching beards. I don't know. Melissa probably won't like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna shave this soon.
Really?
Yeah. Now that it's getting warmer,
are you gonna like trim it?
I'm gonna trim it. I'm gonna get it to like kind of down.
You should do it like mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I mean, to be fair, we have besides the fact that your beard's red, we have the same blonde mustache.
Yeah, we pretty much have the same blonde.
Which is a curse, really. Like, I've tried to dye it. Yeah, exactly. Dude, from a distance, if you can't see the hairs, it looks like the blonde mustache just blends in with your skin, and all they see is the dark beard.
I can't tell you how many times my family, even patients that come to the pharmacy, they'll just be like, "Oh, you're Amish now." Like, you're hilarious.
No, but like even the guy at church today, I mean, Fred.
Yeah.
He just came just recently because he's been out sick, obviously not being able to come. But every time I see him, he's pretty much, "How's it going, Amish man?" And I'm like, "I'm not Amish."
You're like, "Stay out of church." No.
All right, but no. Anyway, yeah. So.
Yeah, maybe, like I said, future episodes we'll definitely have more to talk on. We just wanted to touch on just our life.
Get to know us.
Get to know us so that way we can get to know you.
Every time.
Every time you do this, I'm going to do it every time. I do it every time.
There's a lot of, you'll notice, we're not going to do that.
No.
We're not going to do that one.
Okay.
No.
We're just getting Abby. We're getting like message from Abby from the side here.
I got a little message about something. There's a lot of things that we have as like a inside joke.
Yeah. That you might not get.
So.
Yeah. It's time.
Maybe. I don't know. That was a really weird noise I just made. I was really high.
That was really.
But yeah. No, I lost my train of thought. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna say I think maybe we should start to close it here.
Yeah.
It was. This is fun.
Good talk.
Good talk.
We don't ever like.
No, it seemed like it was actually more you. I felt like I feel like it was more like it was like 40-60 where Austin's, but like Austin had a lot to talk about, and I like his passion, when it comes to some of these topics.
I'll just be quiet.
Just kidding. Okay.
But honestly, there will be some topics that we probably talk about that you know more about. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about stuff that maybe is tough to talk about. I think.
Okay.
Safe place to talk about hard things.
It's a safe place to talk about hard things, but we all have different perspectives and different opinions and stuff. And I do want to touch on some stuff. Other stuff we're not going to talk about. Yeah, obviously.
Of course.
I want to do stuff that we mostly agree on.
Yeah.
But there might be something that I might want to discuss with you about, like why.
Yeah, like a little debate. Yeah. That makes sense.
I think we kind of fun to watch.
So the first thing that I thought about was like another episode we could do is like talking about strictly like office themed. Like we like The Office, obviously. But he's more of a super fan about The Office than I am.
I've been slacking. I haven't been watching a whole lot of Office.
I really haven't either. Honestly, I'm gonna keep going on about this. We're never gonna end this. Podcast. Okay. But like Melissa and her mom have been watching a lot of Blue Bloods.
Blue Bloods with Tom Selleck.
Yeah, and actually kind of like it a little bit.
Never watched it.
It's kind of cool, actually.
Mustache man.
Yeah. He's like, I feel like Tom Selleck is the definition of a man.
Really?
Yeah.
Out of all the the manly actors out there, Tom Selleck is the one, not Chuck Norris.
No.
Really?
Because he's just so like I see him as like
he's reserved.
He's very reserved. I see him very wise. He's very quiet, and he's like not. He's very humble.
Okay.
He's very
humble. Humbleness.
I think the humbleness is what really makes him a man.
Yeah.
Gentleman.
What makes a man?
A man.
We'll talk about it.
It's crazy because the way that I think this is going to work out so well is because we literally understand each other's
timing.
We know what you're going to say.
Yeah, it's
like,
great.
Like, for example, we'll both say it. And so we didn't even schedule it. He has no idea what I'm about to say. But we're both going to say a playing card and a deck of cards in just a second. And it's going to be the exact same one. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. King of Diamonds.
All right.
We didn't even plan that.
We didn't plan that. But get this. 1 out of 1,000. The number. There's a number. Right, yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
619.
Yeah. I said 619.
You said 619, but I said 619.
Yeah. Either
I have to be logical because I'm a teacher. I have to say actual numbers.
Yes, you have to be logical. Dumb. Dude, we gotta make them think. What's going on?
It's funny because now that it's coming to the end, For those that have listened the entire time, obviously, thanks.
Yeah, seriously. Honestly, like the first episode, this has like kind of been a dream.
This is a huge thing for us.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like this is gonna grow us closer as even
for sure.
Closer
Just
friends and honestly, we'll bring on special guests. Maybe we'll bring in Abby.
Bring on Abby. I mean, she's kind of
in
chirped in every now and then. Yep.
So you know, like we're just like she's here, but she's not here. Like we're just pretending someone's there.
Right? Yeah. It's ventriloquism, whatever it's called.
What? Oh, ventriloquism.
I couldn't say it right.
It's all right.
Yeah, it was like.
But I know we'll like special guests and maybe a different location.
Yes,
it's kind of packed
it
right
is.
Now.
So
I don't even understand how much.
Right now, it's in my room.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of room.
Which is like
right
2x2.
It's like a 2x2 room.
2x2.
But I'm planning on expanding.
Exactly. We'll go to the stage of our church. You know,
dude. Good. Go to stage of the church.
Yeah.
Basement.
Yeah. Just tell my dad, hey. Instead of don't prep a sermon, we'll do it.
We'll just do our podcast.
We'll do our podcast. And we'll have an audience.
We have a guest every 15 minutes.
Yeah. Honestly, we could eventually like not at church, but eventually, realistically talking, we could have like a live audience at some point. I feel like
that'd be legit.
Most podcasts have a live audience.
Yeah, it's a lot of YouTubers like Ingrams. They go and they play video games in front of people. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
But yeah.
Anyway, I think that's gonna be it.
I think we'll cut it here.
Yeah.
So thank you again. Seriously, if you're listening and stayed this long, it really means a lot to me.
Yeah, it means a lot to me. Yeah, for sure.
And again, thank you, Abby, for being voluntold to be the sound engineer. Although I think you enjoy it. So
no, it's big up though.
Oh, and on the art for our podcast, Abby made all original. So
Abby did everything. She's literally got a script. There's a script in front of us right now, and we're literally saying.
I'm literally right now. I'm reading it. That's like meta.
Yes, it's literally telling me. Yeah, what?
It doesn't say that.
That one it doesn't say. Where did it go? But
okay.
I mean,
I think it's your boy.
Peace out.
Peace.